To win again. Everything going as planned for Rick Adelman's heavily favored Blazers. The series shifted to Seattle, where the Sonics headmaster Casey Jones offered a lesson in patience. It gave Seattle a chance to win. The biggest shot of the playoffs, Sadal Threatt's three-pointer, final seconds, denies a Portland sweep. Then in Game 4, veteran Eddie Johnson, number 22, scored 34, pulling Seattle even. While Johnson and the rebuilt Sonics enjoyed their underdog role, the Blazers were uncharacteristically self-destructing, especially at the free throw line. 19 misses. What started as an easy series for Portland is now a serious one-game battle to advance. Today, it's long shot Seattle favored Portland. Their fight scheduled for 48 minutes. The winner advances against Utah. Benjamin with three swats at it, and it's Payton for Seattle. Porter matches up with Payton. Eddie Johnson, he scored 30 or more in 3 of the 4 games. Inside to Benjamin. Right there in the rebound, hauled down by Kersey of Portland. On the run, Buck Williams. That could be a portent. The veteran Williams beating Seattle down court. How Portland loves to run. Threatt on the side. It's Payton to tie it at 2-all. Payton, who played nearby Corvallis, Oregon, and for the Beavers of Oregon State. Drexler inside to Porter, posting up. Against Threatt.
So in the first 2 possessions by both teams, they got a shot from Payton that they didn't expect. Their game plan is to try to get Benjamin involved early in the ballgame and then come back to Eddie Johnson. And for Portland, it is Terry Porter. There's Eddie Johnson.
Right on cue. It's tied at 4. Casey Jones got a letter of congratulations from his friends in the front office of the Celtics this week and wished him well today.
I really can't overemphasize the job that Casey Jones has done, and certainly you've heard this crowd already. He's going to try to keep them out of it as much as he can.
Duckworth with the first miss for Portland. Kersey battles, and the whistle and foul against Payton of Seattle. Adelman.
Well, last year this home court was magical for the Trailblazers. They had a dramatic win against San Antonio in the semifinals and a huge win against the Phoenix Suns coming down from 22, so they believe they can win.
A mistake by Kemp, and Drexler converts it 6-4. Flipping the ball blindly under your own basket. In the backcourt, it's Payton with a save. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Way off the mark is Sean Kemp. It becomes a pass to Johnson, followed by Kemp, the spectacular 21-year-old.
Now that is the strength of the Sonics right there. 2 and 3 cracks at it, and Portland has done a good job of getting a tough shot initially as they come inside the Duckworth.
Kevin Duckworth with his first basket. 20-second timeout.
Sometimes cause players not to think he passed that ball right to Clyde Drexler when he left.
Foul as Kemp goes to the basket, and Clyde Drexler gets him on the collegiate experience to the NBA. One of those rare forms, and many feel he has greatness stamped all over him. 6-8-7 the score as Drexler gets it inside, sets up Buck Williams, gets a second chance. Williams with a third. Nope.
Now Portland is a great offensive rebounding team. Huge play for Kemp.
Boy, does he take the elevator in a hurry. That's the express. He actually jumped so high he hit his head on the rim last year for 5 stitches. Terry Porter with his first bomb. 10-9, Portland leads.
And in this series, Dick, this has been a series of surges, and we'll watch for that this afternoon.
Payton from the top. Off the mark, rebound to Kersey. Long pass to Drexler. and he can't handle it. He was warding off Payton, kind of keeping his eye on the ball, and Payton and the baseline, and lost the handle.
Well, that's that center field position you like so much in baseball.
Siddell, 3. Oh, goaltending on Drexler. Reed has his first basket.
Threet surprised Drexler. He thought he was going to look for a perimeter try, took the ball on the floor right to the basket. Good play, Siddell 3.
Seattle with a 1-point lead. We played 4 minutes. Porter. And he is fouled. 3 with his first foul. Here comes Seattle. Eddie Johnson. The former Phoenix Sun hits. It's 13-11, 4 for Johnson. Traded here at midseason. This is quite a conglomerate, the Sonics team. Rookies, Kemp at only 21, 3 men acquired during the course of the year. Drexler for 3, not there. Benjamin has it stolen by Kersey. Duckworth over Benjamin, can't hit. Portland's Drexler on the third try. Tied at 13. Portland, the top rebounding team in the NBA. Seattle, top offensive rebounding team. And the key to this game may well be that statistic. 3. Short, but Johnson with position inside and scores.
And Eddie Johnson is not supposed to be an offensive rebounder, but he hurt the Trailblazers in games 3 and 4 up there. Put back here early in the ball game.
Turnover, and it's Johnson the other way. Gary Payton, good pass to Benjamin, knocked away, out of bounds to the Sonics.
You get these kinds of results.
6th, Jake O'Donnell, Hugh Hollins, Bill Garrettson. And changes for Seattle. Kemp with Williams. And how's it go? Against the offensive player, Sean Kemp.
Sean Kemp has got amazing quickness, and even though fundamentally he may seem unsound, he can make up an enormous amount of ground. That time didn't quite get there in time. Williams takes the charge.
Duckworth out high now in this set, and the pass turned over. Saved. Payton. Pass to Kemp. Oh, boy, a hesitation at the 4th floor while Duckworth went up to 8 and wham. 7 for Kemp to lead the scores. Deflected again.
And this is where the Sonics have done a good job of confusing the Trailblazers in their half-court trap. They finally get the ball to Jerome Kersey, his first 2 of the afternoon.
Finally free. Duckworth, Kemp walking him, and it's touched by Kemp last. A.C. Jones, Hall of Famer on the bench for Seattle. Williams can't connect, gets a second chance. And rattles it all, hit all parts of the rim on that occasion. 17 all. 6th time it's been tied already. And timeout KC. Boy, there it is.
Casey Jones can save a few timeouts.
And he spent his 22nd and 1 full timeout already, and we still have 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. That's just to slow down, doesn't want the players to be pushed by the momentum of this crowd that is as noisy as any collegiate madhouse you might encounter. Benjamin to Payton. Rookie Payton, their number 1 pick. Kersey. Porter takes it to the hole. Rebound again, Buck Williams. Another offensive rebound for him. To Kersey. Benjamin rebounds for Seattle. Payton on the run. 28-17, first quarter. Benjamin, and the foul will go against Duckworth. Couple of double zeros, a couple of oh-ohs in the middle here. Duckworth double zero, and the same for Benjamin.
Dick, I think they're going to give this foul to Terry Porter as he reacts, as he reaches in trying to make a play on the ball. He thought he had it. Duckworth had both of his hands in the air. That will get Benjamin on the line. They're going to try to make a concerted effort. And they're saying in L.A., he never shot free throws like that when he was a Clipper.
Drexler with a tough move inside. And not saved. On the sidelines was Payton. Payton, the only point guard, rookie point guard in the playoffs.
What the Sonics want to induce the Trailblazers to do is shoot the ball from the perimeter. They can do that, they have a chance of controlling. What Portland wants to do is pass inside.
Duckworth can't hit. Drexler. Three chances again for Portland. They come up empty. Benjamin. Harris by Kersey, and now it's three. Portland at home, shooting only 42% thus far.
Well, the real key is that they're getting the multiple opportunities right now that's keeping them in the ball game. They expect it to pick up first full court pressure.
Eddie Johnson with his 8th point, and it's a 4-point Seattle lead. Kersey against Johnson, the double team. Drexler with a left hand in traffic. He has 6. Johnson gets Kersey airborne and rattles in another. 10 for Eddie Johnson from Illinois.
And this has been typical of the start that Eddie Johnson has had, with the exception of Game 3.
Well, again, the Blazers doing a good job of keeping it alive in the offensive end, and they get the call out of bounds, Blazers. And Buck Williams really battling for second and third chances as Ainge makes his first appearance for Portland, and Nate McMillan comes in for the Sonics.
An early change. Normally, Danny Ainge comes in for Terry Porter. They're going to give Jerome Kersey an early breather. And it's going to get Ricky Pierce in the ball game. Drexler moves up to the front court.
Pierce, who has been really cold the last 3 games, shooting only 25%. They need him for an upset to get the hot hand. Ainge, well, it didn't take him long to get a shot up. 23-21 Seattle.
Ainge said he was going to be more aggressive in looking at the basket. He came off the bench looking to strike a match.
McMillan, not a scorer, but a tough defender. Magic Johnson says gives him as much trouble as anyone in the league. 3 on the shot clock. Pierce for 3. Rebound Williams. He has a half dozen boards already. Portland looks to tie.
2 minutes to be played.
Ainge for 3. 2 shots, 5 points for the veteran Danny Ainge. Portland leads by 1. Benjamin has it stolen. Porter and Drexler, 2-on-2. Drexler. Another turnover. Porter.
The defensive pressure of the Trailblazers forced a turnover, and it's an easy feed. And now the Trailblazers have a chance for a 3-point play with Terry Porter at the line.
Derek McKee with a foul, and Porter now to convert the 3-pointer. Suddenly Rick Adelman's team is blazing hot. How they love to run.
Well, Casey Jones right now is trying to leave the situation. He wanted to call a timeout, and now he does.
More.
We'll see if that comes about and how Portland responds at their end of the floor.
Almost another turnover as Porter had his hands on that one, and McMillan almost saw that one go to Portland. Michael Cage has replaced Benoit Benjamin at center for Seattle. Eddie Johnson is short. Good boxing out by Duckworth, and Porter rebounds. Haynes for three again. His first miss. Rebound Robinson. And he is fouled. Ricky Pierce. Slump with misses in a row. 7-point advantage. A good full court pressure. They don't get it across in time. The 10-second violation. Good defense by the veteran Ainge. Shot clock is off.
We talked about hard, aggressive play by the Trailblazers, not allowing the Sonics to do what they want. They have really turned it up since the 5-minute mark in the first quarter of play.
Ainge with Eddie Johnson.
Ainge said he's got it. He wants it by himself. Let's see how he can get you the hoop against Eddie Johnson.
Robinson works on Cage underneath Drexler. No basket. And a 3-second violation against the Blazers denies, and with 2.2 seconds, a desperate chance for Seattle. Down court for McKee. He gets it and scores. Oh, that rarely is accomplished, but Seattle with a big, much-needed basket to end the quarter. Portland.
It's the Sonics versus the Trailblazers, and Derek McKee outfights Cliff Robinson for two.
Well, how about and now McGuire, Jerome Whitehead making the play in the semifinals against Carolina's Charlotte. In the hole and the whistle. McMillan on Drexler. So Drexler taking McMillan down low. Draws the first foul.
One team has had a surge or led at the end of one period. It's been the opponent that has been able to come back. In games 1 and 2, Portland was on top, and the end of one, and then it was Seattle.
Mark Bryant, injured late in the year, returned for the last 4 or 5 games, gets his first bucket. So ahead at the end of the quarter, you win the game, has been the history of this 5-game set, and Portland led at the end of the first 12 today. Foul against Mark Bryant.
The history for Mark Bryant has been that he has been a guy that's not afraid to lay his body on his opponent. He is massaging Derek McKee in a very heavy sportsman manner, and he picks up the personal foul.
6'9", 245 from Seton Hall. He played for P.J. Carlissimo. And a reach around by Bryant, and he's got 2 in about 5 seconds.
Well, Bryant and Kemp have words, and the reason for it, the elbows and the exchange right there. Kemp got him with a little short flop to the midsection with a forearm. Bryant took exception to it.
Adelman with his hands out in a passive manner saying, hey, now, cool it down in there. Payton is back in for McMillan. So the rookie from Oregon State runs the show for Seattle. Trailing by 7. Michael Cage, the left-hander. Breaking free is Kersey, but there's a whistle at the other end. Sean Kemp.
Obviously, Kemp is the guilty party. The exchange right there, and he gets him with the pork chop right across the throat, which nullifies. Now, that's 3 quick fouls on Mark Bryant. He's been in here a minute.
Working on a record. Way outside, Ricky Pierce for 3. His first points. 32-28.
Pierce has said that he wanted to get involved in his ball game. He has not had a good game yet.
Kersey from outside, and again, the offensive rebounding of Portland, and Bryant is fouled. Gary Payton reaching in, gets his second. And Kemp and Bryant still going at it, verbally.
Now, both of those are young players. Right? Kemp seems to be the year for Mark Bryant.
By 6, the Blazers. We're watching Game 5 from the Coliseum in Portland. The winner advances to round 2, and the defense of Bryant blocked Kemp away from the pass. It goes out of bounds to the Blazers. Bryant gets a hand as he goes out. Duckworth back in.
And the one guy that they want to see get off in this ball game is Kevin Duckworth. He's yet really to get on track. Good ball from the back from Sean Kemp.
Jump hook for Cliff Robinson, and he is fouled.
Translated into some foolish play by Sean Kemp. Bodying and then the push after Robinson.
Their biggest of the game. McKee has it stolen by Kersey. Ames left alone. They also want to work on defensive rebounding. Back to you. Offensive chances, 1, 2, 3. Many times for Portland has been critical to this 11-point lead, and a hold called against series. Best rebounding team, most numbers there, wins the game. Rick Adelman pointed that out to us yesterday, so we've got to get on the boards better.
This is a guy they want to get going. Pierce has not really had a big ball game yet, not up to his standards as a guy that comes off the bench to strike a match. Ainge, conversely, had a huge fourth quarter in game number 2 and then has been solid for the other 3 ball games. Quick start this afternoon.
Drexler draws Pierce defensively. Ainge gets a great pick from Duckworth. And the rebound, Benjamin. Averaging 7 points a game, 6.5 assists. Pierce on the drive. Makes it home. 5 for Ricky Pierce, acquired from Milwaukee in the Dale Ellis deal in mid-year. And the foul against the Sonics. McKee, his second. Here's the story in the playoffs rebounds.
They've been bringing players in. Drexler goes out, Porter in.
10-point lead. 8 minutes plus remaining in the first half. Ainge doing a good job hawking, and he forces another turnover. Duckworth with a steal. And then throws it away, but saved by Duckworth. And almost picked off by Kersey. Boy, those Trailblazers are swarming. They're like a hockey attack with all 5 men inside that line swarming on the goal.
Now they're putting a lot of pressure and trying to get a lot of shots on goal because they figure that's what's going to win the ball game, and eventually the Sonics will wilt.
Kersey out, and Buck Williams returns for Portland. Inside to Benjamin, and he's fouled. Duckworth, or Williams, I believe it was Kevin Duckworth, his second.
And it's only 6 points in 4 minutes of play for the Sonics against a harassing Trailblazer defense.
Knocked away by Benjamin, a late whistle, but a reach in against Benjamin, his first. Team fouls, both with 5. 42-31. Every pass, every move contested by this Portland defense, using that spring. Boy, does he shoot up.
Maybe he'll change his mind about only wanting to be the slam dunk champion, but perhaps one of the best power forwards to come in the NBA.
Steve Brown beat him in the slam dunk this year. The NBA playoffs. There's another offensive rebound and put back by Robinson. They are dominating at the offensive end. Eddie Johnson. And that one had to be quick out of the holster to get that off over Robinson.
You only need a sliver of daylight. Now, Portland has a mismatch with Robinson and Eddie Johnson. If they go to it, Cliff Robinson may be able to draw some fouls.
Duckworth is fouled by Eddie Johnson. His first. And with it, a timeout at the
pass inside to Sean Kemp. And again, Kemp using his ability to just out-jump his opponent. You see his reaction. Deal with that. And then Cliff Robinson with an outstretched arm and a good positive offensive rebound.
But the inside game belonging to Portland. University of Houston's Phi-Slamma-Jamma squad that included Hakeem Olajuwon and Larry Michaud. The Cougars made 2 straight trips to the Final Four. A reminder at the end here for her son, and Clyde said yesterday, she taught me responsibility, she said. Final game of this best 3 of 5. Rarely did Portland lose back-to-back on the regular season. Had the best record in the league, and there's another turnover forced by the defense of Robinson. So Seattle's 2 wins at home were really a shock to this proud Portland team.
The one thing that it tells you, Dick, in the NBA, there are no easy wins, and you've got to play your best game.
And Cliff Robinson playing big this first half with 9 points. Turnovers, 9 of those becoming points, and Eddie Johnson unable to hit. Ames with the rebound. Foul against Benjamin with a body. His second.
Right now, Casey Jones went back and made a donation to Wisconsin-Stevens Point in the high 5 figures.
Another turnover. Robinson, he loses it. Boy, the crowd was ready to send out some love on that one. They were ready for an eruption.
He was ready to throw one down from the third strike.
Another steal. Porter. Ames looking for 3. Takes the 2. And Casey Jones, what do I do? He says, I can't stop the slide. 16-point lead. Passed up the 3 as Porter wanted the 3. You think he's not competitive, and that's one of the reasons Portland wanted him. There's never been any question about the fire in his furnace.
He has been a feisty competitor in his career. He's had a lot of people hate that, but all the people that he's played for have loved to have him on the team. Boston, Sacramento, and now the Trailblazers.
Yeah, it is an ultimate compliment. It isn't a guy you really hate when he's on the other side, but oh, how you love him when you're picking sides and he comes over to your half. Well, Seattle with some real work to do now. They're down by 16. 3 takes it inside and is hit. A couple of men sandwiched. 3. And it. 3 against Porter. Duckworth for his 15-footer, way off the mark. Batted away by Ames. The crowd at that end certainly didn't agree, but they're seeing things red and black pretty much here in Portland. Against 3. As Porter did the flat. Second foul on Sedell Treat.
Sedell Treat made something happen the last time. Porter does a good job of drawing the foul and getting the whistle against Sedell Treat. Another turnover. Drexler and Kersey back in the ball game. Ames, Robinson down.
The starting 5 for the Blazers on the court. Drexler. And the call goes against Drexler, so one charge answers another. Second on Clyde. 4:20 left in the half. Sonics facing a big 14-point deficit. McMillan. Again, Williams doing a good job of clearing things for the rebound. Porter.
Now Portland going for the home run, and they know that they have the Sonics down. They can carve their way to a victory, and they must have a little bit more patience.
Kersey, nice move. Kersey. Benjamin fighting to get inside. Big 7-footer from Creighton where he played for the great Willis Reed. Benjamin reaches around, but he bats it right back out to Porter.
Duckworth has not been able to get that shot to go in for himself, and that's sort of frustrating for him because it's been available, and it would keep Benjamin out on the perimeter.
McMillan, not there again.
McMillan is the guy you want to take that shot. Lead for Drexler.
Drexler with an excellent save, and Kersey connects. The lead is 16 for Portland.
They don't have another 20. Casey Jones wants a timeout. He's not sure exactly how to calm his team down at this point. They don't want to burn another timeout. Casey's using
that out and say, hey, we don't care who scores. Defense of the Blazers has been magnificent in this first half. Just nothing easy. McMillan unable to get it in. Stolen by McKee, but a foul. Foul is on Kemp.
Buck Williams gets 1 or 2 free throws.
What do you call that little pigtail?
You call it something from the East. Every time I've seen him, it's been different. The pigtail, the pigtail is good, but the design has always been different.
Eddie Johnson short on the three-point try. Porter to Drexler, loses the handle. And there's Kersey, someone always there to pick up the loose ball. Drexler for 3. And Barros loses it. Boy, Portland just getting so many second chances, third chances.
Without Benjamin in there, Portland has a chance to get to the rim. They come inside the Drexler, pushed off the shot by Eddie Johnson.
Second foul on Johnson.
Anytime you have a shot blocker out of the middle, you want to try to exploit it whenever you can, and you'll see Drexler squeeze inside. Kersey spots him. Eddie Johnson says, no layups.
Offensive rebounds, Portland 12. 58-39 in Seattle, with only 14 points scored in the second quarter. They keep the pressure on defensively. Ricky Pierce, the veteran, unable to connect again. Now it comes to Kersey. 3-on-1. Robinson! And a foul.
Robinson on the wing, and a thunderous effort by Cliff Robinson brings the crowd here to their feet at the Coliseum.
Rattling the rafters with that slam and his 11th point of the game. Starting after the play this weekend into round 2, everything 7-game series. 60-40. Just a bit more than a minute remaining in the half. Buck Williams.
The Trailblazers want to try to build on their lead. They had a 27-point lead against the Sonics earlier in the year. Lost 24 of it, but won the game.
Terry Porter taking it tough inside. He has 12. Seattle like a heavyweight fighter that's been punched around here, waiting for the bell at halftime to save him. And Benjamin with a little jump hook and a foul. Drexler gets the foul, his third.
Good post-up position by Benjamin, and this is an area where they were really able to get him to work in Game 3. Hasn't had that many chances this afternoon.
Los Angeles with the Clippers as Ames takes the three, misses everything, and it's Barrows the other way. Little Dana from Boston College.
Barrows has the ability to score and score big time, but he's had problem identifying what kind of a player he is because of his size. They like him at the point, but he can shoot the basketball.
Way off the mark. The clear to Porter. 14 seconds left in the half. Robinson blocked by Cage and a foul. His first.
It's one time a Clipper himself, so they've got a lot of people that were once Los Angeles Clippers, but in the first half what we have seen, the team that wants it the most is the team that's got it.
Tomorrow, bonanza of coverage on NBC. 2 more games. 63-43. Benjamin from outside. And one, and that'll do it. Well, the Blazer fans saw what they came to cheer. Rick Adelman's team, total control. A 20-point lead.
I said, I don't have time to bleed. Well, this is the way it is for Duckworth and the Trailblazers.
A good save at the far end by Payton, and here comes Threet for Seattle. It's Threet, Payton, Eddie Johnson, Kemp, and Benjamin, and a 10-second call again. That's twice today. Oh, hold that. He dribbled the ball on the sidelines out of bounds.
Under some hard pressure from Terry Porter, it almost was a 10-second violation, so you're close in both accounts.
Had him pinned in.
The advantage that the Trailblazers had is at the guard position. They're trying to make it work for them. We'll see if they get themselves off to a start that builds on their lead or a start that allows the Sonics to get back into this ball game.
Inside to Kemp. Can't score, gets it back, and rattles one home. Casey Jones talked to Joel Myers just before the start of the half. He didn't have time to get all that information in, but he basically said he wants the team to try to cut the lead down by 10 points. 2-10 going the fourth quarter. He said, then we've got a shot. That's it. We'll get it down by 10. Foul inside. Let's watch Kemp's hustle on the last basket.
The Sonics are a very strong rebounding team, and Kemp has exceptional quickness. Drexler helped him miss it, but he comes back and gets his own missed shot, gets it to go in. What this series has shown us for the Seattle Supersonics is this is a very, very dangerous team for next year. Yes, they're looking to pull off a huge historical upset, but next year they want to make their own stand.
Derek McKee replaces Kemp, who sits down with 4 fouls. And in McKee and Buck Williams 1 for 2 and has 6 points in the game. Casey Jones told us yesterday it's a team for the future. He said we really haven't had a training camp together. That'll really start putting this together next year.
And this will make their training camp much easier too, because these guys will be willing to go to work. They'll say, yes, we can come back. You know, we scared Portland for a while.
Payton on Porter. Inside to the dish. Buck Williams. Porter in.
I'm sure that Rick Adelman cautioned his team at the intermission. Don't let them back in it. Keep up the intensity. Force them to take tough shots, make bad decisions, turnover.
There's Payton not protecting the ball again. Drexler jamming his way, and Porter gets the second chance. A third chance for Drexler. He's stripped by 3. In the hole to Benjamin, and he's fouled. Duckworth raising his hand quickly. Doesn't want it to go against Drexler, but it is Drexler who's called for his 4th foul.
A foul out of frustration. Drexler had a couple of chances down at the other end, came in and grabbed Benjamin across the arm, has a couple of words to say. 66-46. The Sonics are not nearly as harassing as they were in the first 4 ball games defensively. They had Portland confused. That's not the story today.
Duckworth blocked by Benjamin. Out to 3. 2-on-1 with Payton. Has trouble handling the ball, and a violation off the knee and out of bounds.
So a huge defensive save by Benjamin at the other end goes for all for naught, as they knocked it out and really was in a transition as Duckworth was right at the rim. Slam cam tells you that's a big mitt going up there.
He had 6 blocks in game 4. That's his first today. Duckworth inside with a left hand. Duckworth from Porter. Kevin Duckworth from Eastern Illinois. 7 points.
And because of the ball movement, the Trailblazers are able to get right at the rim, and they've made it difficult for the Sonics to get in that high percentage area.
Payton misses. Williams another rebound. He's got 10 now. Drexler open for 15. Duckworth a second chance and throws it away. Surprised at 3, down by so much. He's had a chance for a couple of 3-point tries, but Benjamin late getting down court, waiting for him to get into the attack. Eric McKee has 4 points.
They need someone right now to catch fire and keep them in the ball game. Down 20, they have to have an offensive player. McKee or Eddie Johnson come to the front.
Porter tries the 3. McKee clears to 3. Porter does a good job again.
What Adelman wants his team to guard against is trying to kill the Sonics all with one huge blow. Seattle is capable of getting back in the game. 3 gets a hoop.
Well, 3, who has been reluctant to shoot, has only 6. He has the biggest shot of the playoffs thus far that really denied Portland what appeared to be a certain 3-game sweep, as he nailed the 3 with 4 seconds left up in Seattle in game 3. Drexler beats him on the baseline. And the lead is 20 again. A dozen for Clyde.
Payton is spending all of this time talking to Benjamin about getting in a defensive position. They got an offensive set they got to get run. They get a hold on Buck Williams against Derek McKee.
First foul on Williams.
You see Benjamin now talking back to Gary Payton. This is the reason. You see Payton said, "Where's my help?" And you got a guy that's able to knife down the lane, down the sideline or baseline and be able to get right to the rim. No center.
3 up the alley, and he's fouled by Kersey. You'll see the sun on that one. He took out about 3 green shirts. Cage inside. He beats Duckworth with a little answer. His first points of the game. Lead is 18, 6.5 to go, third period. 8 on the clock. Drexler for 3. Again, taken away. Williams took it right out of Payton's hands.
That's the shot that the Sonics want the Trailblazers to take. And that's the one that they will miss first. Porter on the drive has it knocked away. When you miss that shot, the opponent gets a chance to get the rebound. They don't get rebounds on these kinds of plays. There's your sun-blocking screen right there and a thundering jam by Clyde Drexler.
He just warded off the city of Seattle. Mo Lucas, his number retired by the Trail Blazers, one of the stars of the one and only World Championship team for the Blazers, the 76-77 team with Big Bill Walton, who's also here in this noisy crowd today doing some television work here in Portland. And from that moment on, this city was Blazer Town, Blazer Mania, and they've been sold out ever since.
Trailblazers have 11 seconds on the shot clock to see if they remember that coming out of this timeout as they look for Porter on the drive.
It's Payton in the air and scores. Foul on Payton. They have the veteran Porter working on the youngster.
show and tell, and when you're a rookie, you get to school and you get some bad report cards. This is a tough one for Gary Payton.
Scored a couple of points early in the game and nothing since, and has had 4 turnovers. Three-point play for Terry Porter. He leads Portland with 15. Save it, and it's Drexler the other way for the white shirts. Porter for 3. And if there ever was any doubt today, this crowd now knows that they can concentrate on just having a good time this Saturday afternoon. They can start thinking about Utah. Sonic boom for Seattle today.
With Porter and Sedell free after this play, maybe.
Another turnover as Kersey intercepts. Boy, he does a good job of filling the lanes defensively. Buck Williams scores at the other end. Chris Mullen of Golden State. Kersey and Mullen, they do such a good job anticipating passes in those lanes.
The Sonics thoroughly confused at both ends of the floor, having difficulty finding an offensive cannon. They've got their best out there now with Pierce Johnson and McKee.
Now Cage did a good job. He faked 2 Blazers by and was blocked by a 3rd.
Best way to describe what Portland has been the entire afternoon. Relentless and won't quit on the other end. Buck Williams for an easy 2.
And Williams with a foul back in this end against Cage. 80-55 the score. As McMillan is in for Eddie Johnson. Sean Kemp also returns for Seattle. Cage hits a pair. With 4.5 minutes to go in the third, it's Portland in a Saturday fun fest. Kersey. Ricky Pierce rebounds for the Sonics. Porter ruled for kicking the ball. Here, let's go back to the other comparison, the guard comparison.
And a huge afternoon as I thought Terry Porter would have. He had struggled in the other 3-4 ball games, came out with his offensive mind really geared up and keen. Big advantage over Sedell 3.
Ricky Pierce, 7 points for the veteran.
In order for the Sonics to get back in it, the Trailblazers have to become a perimeter team. And if they continue to try to penetrate, it's just too much pressure on them to keep Portland from finding either an inside scoring chance or an opportunity to go to the line.
Porter cleverly drawing the foul.
You see Porter realizing he's got a bigger Sean Kemp. Kemp saying, "Where's my help?" as he released him into the middle. Nate McMillan picks up the foul.
3rd team foul. Everything's been contested today. The defense of the Trailblazers right up to all you expect from a top team in the playoffs. Just nothing there. Somebody's got to be open. 3 seconds. Pierce with 3 men on him scores. And even then, 3 white shirts surrounding Pierce from outside.
Under pressure of the defense and the shot clock, Pierce shows that when he's on, he can be deadly.
Porter, tough try over McMillan, over the top to McKee. McMillan sees daylight and score. No, won't drop for him. And Williams to Porter on the solo. 22 for Terry Porter.
That's heartbreaking if you're a Sonic fan because Nate McMillan was right at the iron. His doesn't stay in. Portland comes back for an easy deuce.
Plus 14 rebounding for Portland. Kemp. 13 for Sean Kemp. That's the high number for a Seattle scorer today. And Portland calls time. And the guy in the bottom, Kersey, at a 6 point, those are a big 6. How many good things does he do in a game?
He's done a tremendous number of hustle effort things. As you take a look at the hustle board, but Kersey's big on steals, big on blocks, big on rebounds. But what that graphic indicates about the Trailblazers is their willingness to submit for the common good. If you're going to be a great basketball team, everyone has to give some of their game back to the group. And if you're not, then you're going to be fragmented, you're going to struggle. Portland right on beam this afternoon.
Well, it sounds as if you listened to K.C. Jones yesterday. That's exactly what he's saying. His game scores. Because K.C. says that's what we have to develop in Seattle. We had some players here that didn't think that way. Now I think I've got the core of a pretty good ball club, and they're starting to be an unselfish team, much like Portland. But he kept going back to Portland. Oh, they do everything so well.
And he likes to say that Portland has the X, Y, Z's down, and they only have the A, B, C. But for 2 games, they got the X and Y and Z.
That's right. So I'd like to continue coaching. I'll be 59 later this month. He said, this young bunch might just keep me on the bench another 5 years. 86-64 Portland. Final 2 minutes of the third quarter. Williams with a power move. And the former Maryland All-America has a dozen. Page draws the foul from Kersey. His 4th.
Buck Williams and the Portland Trailblazers are taking nothing for granted this afternoon. They want to make sure that they stay in the paint and in that high percentage area. And when you are over the rim, your chances of having success are awfully good.
Well, he went around that corner like a big fullback, didn't he? Just challenging any linebacker going to come up and meet him. At the line is Michael Cade.
Trying to tell them to be aware of the press and make sure that someone is back so that they don't get trapped in the first 4 ball games. Portland had lapses when that press was thrown on them, and they had to either go against the shot clock or call a timeout.
Ainge for 3. Here's ahead to McMillan. Traveling as Rebel handling the ball. Another Seattle turnover.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that a harassing, aggressive defense will cause. Even when you seem like you're under control, you're not. You end up turning the ball over against very little pressure.
Trying to hurry into everything. Ainge. Runs for Danny. McMillan misses on his 3-point try. Final minute, third period. 90-65. Portland dominating. Williams passes up and then takes the 15.
He'll hear about that in the locker room. You don't know when the last time he made a jump shot.
Pierce. It's a 3-pointer. 12 for Ricky Pierce. About a 7 seconds difference as you look at the game clock. Now the shot clock. 5. Ainge with 3. 7 seconds left. Another turnover. No, good save by Pierce. But that's the end of the third period. 12 minutes to go. 90-68 the score. We'll be back after these messages and a word from your local station. The alums are here as well. 90-68 as we go to the 4th. Well, there's testimony to how tough Portland is. They got a big lead, and they opened the fourth period putting a press on.
They want to give nothing up, and they want to send a message to the Utah Jazz and the rest of the Western Conference that they're still here to play basketball. Cage, nice hoop.
9 points for him. Well, KC wanted to cut it to 10. Instead, the Blazers picked up 2 more on their lead. And Drexler, a little unlucky on that one. Fouled on Pierce, his second. Well, how about Seattle? I mean, they put together a lot of different pieces here, and they really have had to try to work under KC during the season. What do they need in the draft for next year?
Bob Whitson had everybody in the NBA shaking their head when he put these deals together. First Eddie Johnson, and then Ricky Pierce, Benoit Benjamin, they all came. But you look at this team, it doesn't really need anything out of the draft. It's got 5 very good guards. They've got strong forwards. Hey, if you said they could really use something, it would be maybe another center. But Michael Cage has done an excellent job of backing up Benoit Benjamin, so all they need is time.
Deflected again by Ainge and saved by Kemp. McKee sets up for 3. And Duckworth rebound. 13 rebound advantage for Portland today, and many of those on the Portland offensive end. Drexler.
Drexler was off balance, and he would normally like to have made a pass, didn't have anything, and shot that one right into the side of the glass.
Ricky Pierce. Rebound, Matt Bryant.
You know, all of the guys that Casey really needed to step up in the 5-game series, Pierce was the one, and his game has just disappeared. It's been difficult for him to get a rhythm in any of this series.
1 for 7 shooting in game 4, though Seattle won. Drexler working the baseline. He has a quiet 18 today.
And another one of those mammoth screens by Duckworth, and that gave him a lane. Anytime you get that much daylight, you're going to get some bad results if you're the team in green.
Kemp inside to McKee. Throws it right to Duckworth. Duckworth said, I earned this one. 9 points for Duckworth, and the biggest lead of the game for the home team.
Well, in games 1, 2, 3, and 4 timeouts, and the use of timeouts were key for K.C. Jones. He doesn't have enough. He can borrow some of yours, the Hawks, or anybody else. He can't bring this Trailblazer team back to earth this afternoon.
Ainge had to fight Duckworth to get that rebound. Drexler was uncontested. These fans, though, in Portland can't get enough.
Difficulty, but oh, when the results are good, they are spectacular. He nearly got that one to go in against the Trailblazers, trying to triple team. He has exhibited some strong bloodlines, and he's going to be something special.
9 minutes to go. Portland in total command. 98-72. Ainge just using some clock now.
What Portland doesn't want to do is become static, even though it looks as though they're going to have a tough time getting it done. Drexler against the shot clock. There is Duckworth with the offensive rebound.
Yet another offensive rebound and the 5th foul on Kemp.
The Sonics do a very good job of pressuring Drexler. A tough try. He makes an adjustment. It almost goes in. Benjamin can't get it. Kemp from the rear.
He was coming down to the lobby just as Duckworth was going up on that elevator. And they hit the century mark. 172. Look at that aim. Hustling even with that huge lead. Inside to Kemp. And now Pierce. Ainge made it tough. Duckworth out rebounds. Stagnant. No, Dave Corzine is in there now. And Robinson goes the other way. Kemp on the floor for the Sonics. Kemp hauled down by Ainge, and Kemp, a little upset, starts to make a move at Ainge and then goes to the line.
Pink caps in the background. They got the better of the Sonics and win today.
Give away today the pink hats to get this team all, this crowd as a team, all as one. Drexler into Corzine and draws the foul.
Pink is kind of frightening for sport, isn't it?
Most of the games during the regular season and the playoffs very tightly played. This one, the biggest blowout of the 9. Basket good by Eddie Johnson, fouled by Porter. And Chicago really very impressive in a big win in their opener against Philadelphia today in opening round 2. Never allowed the 76ers into that one. Lakers and Golden State start paying dividends for Portland today. Gets it back, Drexler. And for you historians, you would note that the last 4 years the team with the best record in the NBA regular season won the championship. And that would go to Portland if that holds true this year. Played like champions today. Barros to Pierce. Pierce with a nice setup.
Timeout, Portland.
And Portland's Rick Adelman calls time. He's going to use his deep bench now. All Trailblazers. Waxing.
Next game, once he bought the Trailblazer team, they booted him off front row. Said, well, that's okay. I got my own team, and when we play, I'll take care of that.
Robinson strikes the gold again, and it's 110-81. Strike the gold, the winner of the Kentucky Derby today in Louisville, Kentucky's Churchill Downs. Veteran Corzine played for Ray Meyer at DePaul, hits his first shot. Still using the center jump then, won't they?
They double up to see if Duckworth gets a shot.
And almost another offensive rebound for Drexler as Barros at the other end left alone. His first points.
Now, the only one that really hasn't played for the Trailblazers is Barros forces the turnover and skirts the other way.
Duckworth blocks it and takes it. Barros takes it right back. Looked as if he was hitting the head. And a little push and shove. McMillan and Duckworth. And a couple of technicals called.
Seattle, Dana Barros.
Look to the right of our screen, perhaps you can see it.
Barros dancing right there, and you'll see Porter, and then Duckworth steps in.
Yeah, he was a policeman, wasn't he? Don't touch me unless you love me, huh?
Three that has been big throughout both franchises' career. Next year, it'll be very, very interesting to watch.
21 years now for Portland, and maybe as good as that one high moment in this franchise's lore as they captured the title back in '77. Robinson fouling Cage.
Coaches do strange things. We got 4:48 to go in this ball game. The Trailblazers are dominating this game, and Rick Adelman is trickling his substitutions in. In other games, he's made them en masse. Porter out of the ball game, Danny Young in. Yet to make appearances for the Trailblazers, Wayne Cooper and Ala Abdelnaby. I mean, hey, you can get in this one. Maybe we'll see that underhanded free throw.
You're just afraid when I get down to that squat position, I won't get back up, right?
Yes, time does something to all of us.
But the mechanics are important. Danny Young in. Walter Davis gets his first shot. Robinson. And Corzine bats it off the wire, the cage.
But even with the second unit, nothing is coming easy. Nice drive by Michael Cage.
Well, a team as good as Portland, they don't even call it garbage time. Garbage activity here at the Coliseum. How well do you think Portland matches up with Utah?
Well, the interesting thing about Portland, Utah is that no matter how well either one of those teams are playing, they cannot win in their opponent's building, and that's really been the key.
And so Portland, with an unbeatable lead, will meet the Jazz. Both teams have the... So what you're saying is that home court, the extra game here in Portland, could be the difference.
It could be huge, and I think for the Utah Jazz, they want to come out with the same combative, aggressive attitude that they had against the Phoenix Suns when they stole game number 1. Were able to win this series in Utah if they're able to get by Portland.
For the first time, Mark Bryant says that doesn't make any sense. Let's get him going again.
So Ala Abdelnaby made it into the game, and we'll see if he gets into the scorer's column.
Second chance for Ricky Pierce. Bryant denies the third opportunity. Ala Abdelnaby from Duke University. The #1 pick of the Blazers this year into the game, a rare occurrence. Danny Young, three-point specialist, has one. Scott Mintz into the game. McMillan can't hit. Abdelnaby, first in the alphabetized NBA.
What I always look for at this time is whether the team that's got the lead recognizes who doesn't have some points, or whether they're going to set them up, or is the guy just going to say, hey, I need to add this average. We'll see if they get Davis's shot. Ala Abdelnaby is shot at the offensive end.
Barrow sells it on a 1-on-3 right to Ames. Ames throws it right to Davis, who gives Ames an easy hit. Abdelnaby wanted the ball, but he was 85 feet from the basket, so they decided not to shoot, to set him up. Corzine scores as he wards off the defender. Shot the threes just for frosting, didn't they? They got inside at will.
They shot the threes trying to kill the Sonics all at once, but virtually they were able to get to the rim with any kind of opportunity this afternoon.
Outscored Seattle in the paint 68-38. That's about the difference in the game. Mintz can't keep it alive. Walter Davis, stolen by Barros. Abdelnaby to get the two. 7 for Barros off the bench. 119-98. 1:35 to go. I haven't seen anyone leave yet. This is remarkable, wonderful. Barros for 3. 119-101.
It's that time of ball game, and Barros is now showing his ability to score, and they'd like him to do that when the game means something. He's come up with 10 points here in the quarter, but he is an offensive talent that just hasn't found his identity.
Unable to connect. He's still waiting under there for the whistle. At the other end, it's McMillan. How about the Warriors and Lakers? What are your thoughts? How do they match up?
This is going to be an interesting game because the Lakers don't want a Greyhound type of game. They don't want an open court end-to-end game, and I'm sure that's what Don Nelson is going to emphasize, and they're going to try to keep TMC from scoring 75 to 90 points. Nobody's been able to do it all year long.
Through the hands of Danny Young. That wonderful strategy of trying to keep David Robinson, away from the basket works so well, but it's a different kind of defense for the Lakers. They'll present Worthy, and some others will be problems for the Warriors, won't they?
Certainly, and we've seen a very mobile Lottie Divas, but, you know, whenever they found a shot blocker, they found a way to keep them away from the hoop and let the three big scorers operate, and they've been operating big time.
Very impressive in eliminating the Spurs, the Midwest champions. Another steal in this end of the game group for the Sonics, taking advantage of some loose Portland play. And shot clock is off. The final seconds. Not very pretty.
Well, Brian had ideas of a thunderous jam, couldn't get it down.
Wasn't as close as the score. Portland 119, Seattle 107. The Trailblazers go on to round 2 against Utah, and we'll be back with our MVP in just a moment.
We see similar kinds of results in Salt Lake and in Portland as well, as it will be a battle between two real tough teams in small arenas.
That begins Tuesday night. So long from the Rose City.
Up and yelling sweep as Portland has gotten aggressive at the offensive end with attacking and running. First Drexler and then Mark Bryant, as the Sonics are beginning to fade a little bit. And what they've got to now have is a basket. They've got to steady themselves at the offensive end and figure out a way to stop Portland from running.
9:35 left as you see. Portland up 86-79. Derek McKee. Blazers, strong rebound again. Robinson and Bryant have done excellent board work off the bench in this fourth quarter. Blazers are shooting 60% for the game.
And the Sonics have no shot blocking in the game, so you want to try to get inside as much as you can.
Blocked by Cage. Caught it on the way up.
Well, you got to play the game. You're going to get some kick. The Trailblazers got one on a possible Drexler dunk. Cliff Robinson had one taken away, but you don't want to give the Sonics life. Pierce misses.
The Sonics have not scored in the fourth quarter in 3 minutes.
But again, we have seen the Sonics answer the bell. This is not a inside. Eddie Johnson and Pierce have been left out. Pressure.
A 5-point game. Game clock on your screen. Robinson all the way to the basket, had the ball knocked away and out of bounds.
Cliff Robinson has the right idea on both of his tries. He's right there at the well. You continue to apply pressure like that, you're going to have some success. You're going to get more of them in your hands and down than they're going to be knocked out.
Ames to Bryant. Ball knocked away, and the foul by Michael Cage. Cage not pleased with the call, but earns the foul. Sean Kemp with a Seattle rebound. Portland by 6. 87-81, 8:35 to go. Derek McKee fouled on the drive to the basket. And this one is on Davis. Second foul on Walt.
Fourth of the team.
Steve Rook going a long time with his reserves in a clutch fourth quarter.
So far, they've performed well. There's no reason to take them out right now until he sees them begin to wilt. Nate McMillan knocked away, but the foul will be on Danny Ainge.
Second foul on Danny Ainge.
Penalty situation, so Nate McMillan and the Sonics.
As we give you a front row seat on Blazer Broadcasting. Steal, Seattle, Nate McMillan.
McMillan is awfully good in reacting defensively, and that's one of the reasons that the Sonics hung on to him, even though many think they should turn him loose.
Kemp, McMillan, shot clock at 7. Pierce for 3. Still doesn't have it. A rebounding foul. It'll go on the Sonics. And it's on Michael Cage. That's the fourth Sonics foul.
Now for Cliff Robinson, the idea is to
right on your screen, ball in the hands of
The baseline is open for Drexler, and they got to have someone cutting. They don't want to get a static offense as they had earlier when they got broke down.
It's Danny. Three-point try, no, and Ricky Pierce knocks the rebound over to McMillan. 7.5 to play. Pierce. Drop shot falls for Ricky Pierce. 9 points for Pierce. 87-84. That is Seattle's first field goal in the fourth quarter. And Portland will call timeout. Seattle only one timeout remaining. 7:13 to go. 3-point game.
A couple of back-to-back hoops, and it's now a 3-point effort. Portland reinserts Porter, Williams, and Duckworth, and we'll see what offensive set they come up with, but you know that the lane is open and Portland should be able to stay in that high percentage area. Looking to Cliff Robinson.
Alley-oop inside. Robinson has the ball knocked away by Michael Cage, and Cage cannot believe the call. He thought he had nothing but ball. Bennett Salvatore made this call.
Fouls on Michael Cage. That's his third. Fifth on the team.
The ball comes inside, and Cage has had great success with knocking the ball away. Had one taken away from him right there because he looked like he got all ball, but that puts Cliff Robinson back on the line.
Missed them both. 7 minutes to play. Blazers lead Seattle by 3. Illegal defense. First call of the night on either team. So the Sonics will get a 24-second clock and the ball at side court. And now the last of the 5 Blazer starters on the floor is Jerome Kersey in and Cliff Robinson out.
What the Sonics want to do is get back to that. They want to find Benjamin. They do it on a pick and roll. He brings them to within 1.
24 for Benoit Benjamin. Porter loses the ball. Goes hard to the floor, but bounces up and is all right. Our shot clock at 13. Drexler to inbound.
Porter sees the lane open up right there and thinks he can get inside. As McMillan got a call. See, all these calls will even out eventually.
Clyde Drexler. Three-point try, no good, and the rebound, Sean Kemp. Sonics can regain the lead halfway through the fourth and final quarter. A dramatic third game. Benoit. Kemp. Big rebound. Can't score, but is fouled. Jerome Kersey with the foul.
Benjamin soft shot, and Kemp with a big effort beats Buck Williams to the ball. Kersey trying to make a save. He almost muscled it into a 3-point.
87. Like all of the Portland-Seattle games this year, it has been a dogfight and a duel of the final minutes. Porter with Nate McMillan stalking him. Drexler to Buck Williams. Blazers lead by 2. 16 points for Buck Williams and 10 rebounds.
And the critical parts of the ball game all year long between Portland and Seattle. Sonics have broken down. They've got a veteran team out on the floor, and they hope it won't happen tonight.
Kemp looking to tie.
Elbow and foul on Sean Kemp.
5 personal fouls on Sean Kemp. He joins Gary Payton as the 2 Sonics with 5.
Kemp wants to stay in the ball game, working for position right here. The arm will extend. Buck Williams does a good job of drawing the foul. But they've got Benjamin out high. This is when you want to try to attack them without their shot blocker down on the paint. Drexler.
Yes. Clyde Drexler again. 22 points for Clyde Drexler. He's made 9 of 15 shots from the floor. 4 of 5 from the line. Sonics down 4. Game clock on your screen. Ed Middleton's whistle. I think Jerome Kersey. Yes. Foul number 5 on Jerome.
The foul is on Jerome Kersey. That's his 5th.
And the Sonics have been struggling to score. You look at their point total, and it's not a big one. They've only got, to this point, 8 points in
Ricky Pierce at the line.
the quarter. But you don't want to give a guy like Pierce, who's deadly at the line, a chance to score cheaply. Keep them going and keep them close in the ball game. Cliff Robinson back up.
But Robinson returns.
Kersey sits down.
The Blazers.
Again, Jerome out with the 5 fouls. Ricky Pierce, 10 points, 5 in this quarter. (91-89). Rick Adelman calls the play from the sideline and wants Terry to push the ball to forecourt.
Well, again, you don't want to play into their hands. You want to attack this pressure.
And they do. Robinson, Duckworth can't score, but he'll go to the line and shoot 2. Excellent passing to find the open man.
And
Kempis
Duckworth
by 4. 93-89, 4.5 minutes left.
You know, the Sonics only have the 1 timeout, so they want to make sure that they're close, and when they have to use it, it's for a good reason. And Portland will try to keep some pressure on it, maybe force them to burn it earlier.
Nate McMillan with 10 on the shot clock pulls the trigger. Drexler's rebound. Outlet Terry Porter. Clyde on the line for 3. No. Robinson won't go. Here comes Nate McMillan. Excellent chance at the basket. Sonics now in transition. Eddie Johnson blocked from behind. Foul call. I think Buck Williams will get this. Yes. 3rd foul on Buck.
The foul is on Buck Williams. That's his 3rd.
Eddie Johnson attacking Buck Williams, trying to make the save. Got him across the arm. But it's a transition offense that puts a lot of heat on the inside defense of the Trailblazers. But Drexler
is fade hot. Eddie Johnson, only 8 points in tonight's game. A 2-point game, 3:45 to play. Terry Porter, Sadeo 3 to double on Terry. Shot clock at 7. Shot clock at 3. Porter beats the buzzer. Rebound, Benoit Benjamin. Sadeo 3. He'll turn it out. 3:25 left. EJ for 3, no. And Drexler with another Blazer rebound. 93-91 Portland.
Now down the stretch, Portland has to understand where they can get a hoop or where they can make something happen. Drexler, good feed to Duckworth and the foul.
The basket is made by Kevin Duckworth. The foul is on Derek McKee, his 3rd.
What made the play, it wasn't there for Duckworth. What he did was reestablish his position by walking a little bit deeper underneath the basket. And you'll see him come back in, and now a quick flash. He's right at the rim with his body between Benjamin and the hoop, and a 3-point play.
So Kevin Duckworth with 5 in the quarter, 11 in the game. Blazers with 6 in double figures and a 5-point lead at the 3-minute mark. Sadeo 3, 13 in the 3rd quarter, scoreless in this period. Benjamin, long range and banks it home. 26 for Benoit. A 3-point Blazer lead. Porter, double. Finds Duck. Weak side help, steal 3. With Nate McMillan. Steal Drexler. Foul is on Derek McKee. Great play by Clyde, and he continues to do it all. Watch this.
You can't ask any more of a game. The Sonics really challenge him defensively, won't give up on the play. 3 comes from the rear to make a save. A hard push the other way, and he wants to make a play. Drexler reaches right out and makes a steal. McKee fouls him, and that will put Drexler on the line. But it has been...
Clyde with 23 points, a Blazer game high. 97-93. Game clock on your screen. McKee with Buck. 3 for 2. Foot was on the line. He has 26. It is a 2-point game.
Both teams want to make each other work to get every shot that they can, and they want the shot to come from the perimeter. The Sonics have nailed down the last shoot. Porter makes a mistake. He picked up the ball. He picked up the dribble. Benjamin tied him up.
And the jump at center court, says Bennett Salvatore.
You see right here, he picks him up. Now, Porter wants a foul, says he draped his arms all over him, which he did, but in a game like this, you're not always going to get that whistle. When you see the defense coming to you, you want to move the ball, you want to go. Portland should gamble on the tap.
And do. Robinson steals the tap.
Cliff missed. They had a 2-on-1, but Cliff wanted to make sure, inside to Duckworth. Now you got to have a passing cut.
Robinson, smothered, Williams. 3-second violation. Overtime parking with 1:42 left.
So the Trailblazers, with a couple of golden opportunities to stretch their lead, see them go for nothing. 3 to the Sonics have a chance to tie or go ahead with this possession.
Benoit with Duckworth. Benjamin. Follow won't go. Rebound up for grabs. Portland ball. Eddie Johnson can't believe it.
Now Portland should be attacking right now. They want to get to the other end of the floor. And then they want to make a real quick, hard-hitting play and get to the basket. The Sonics are a little bit confused right now.
Game clock continues in the corner of your screen.
In these situations, the faster you run your play, the better your chances are of having success. Shot clock at 4.
Buck Williams, finger roll won't go. Sonics rebound the ball. McKee triple team. Sonics with a chance to tie the game. Does KC want the final timeout? Yes, he does. He wants the timeout. And they get it. 11 on the shot clock. 46 on the game clock. Seattle uses its final timeout with Portland leading by 2.
McKee.
With Buck Williams. We're tied at 97. Derek McKee. Timeout Portland. 39 seconds to play. We're even at 97.
Inside to Derek McKee, and this is one of the reasons I say that McKee is a big key into whether the Sonics rise into one of the elite teams in the NBA. Scoring against Buck Williams, the Trailblazers now have 38.8 seconds to give themselves a chance to go on top in this ball game.
And they bring Danny Ainge onto the floor. Gary Payton comes in for Seattle. So the Blazers now with Porter, Ainge, Williams, Duckworth, and Clyde Drexler.
In this situation, you want to be aggressive in going to the basket. They've got some small people out on the floor. Portland wants to make sure that they get a good shot. Porter.
Terry to lead, no. Rebound Buck Williams, Blazers reload. Shot clock and game clock separated by about 6 seconds. Drexler all the way to the basket, no. Duckworth, Kevin Duckworth. Portland by 2. Seattle has no timeout. They need a 2 to tie.
Shot clock is off.
Straight with Ainge. Sedale for 3. Sonics win!
Ball game for Portland along with Ainge.
Ainge will inbound the ball. He'll be guarded by Nate McMillan. Walt Davis also on the floor with Porter, Drexler, Duckworth, and Ainge to inbound. A basket will win it for Portland. Steal Gary Payton. And the Sonics win the game. The basket counts. The series now is 2-1. Look and listen to the Seattle crowd.
about it as they have gone in terms of what the teams are trying to do. The Trailblazers are still trying to up-tempo